Greetings and praise the Lord. This is Audra Johnson with the WOW Women of Worship Ministries Health and Wellness Moment. Today's Health and Wellness Moment topic is take yourself off the back burner. Take yourself off the back burner. I'm going to start this subject by simply reading something to you. And it goes, ladies, here's a question. Have you ever found yourself putting everyone's needs before your own? By the time the day was over, did you find yourself feeling all spent? It can be very easy to become consumed with handling all the responsibilities as a mother, as a wife, as an employee, the functions that we have to handle as women in the workplace, in the business, and in the home. Over time, this can cause negative emotions and feelings of being undervalued and unappreciated. If not dealt with, these feelings can lead to depression and oppression and heaviness and sadness. And those emotions release chemicals that can cause physical illness in the body. Personally, I will share testimony. There was a time in my own life, my own personal life, when I really didn't think that I had the right to pull myself off the back burner because I did it for so long. It started in childhood in terms of just putting everyone's needs before my own. Now, I will say that I believe it was birthed out of a heart of compassion that I have for people, because I do have a heart of compassion for people. But if not careful, if that's not managed properly, you can find yourself just putting yourself on the back burner and it becomes unhealthy. So for me, I had to catch the revelation that I had the right to pull myself off the back burner. People pleasing, that's one of the signs that you may be on the back burner and you need to pull yourself off. I know that, oh my gosh, I was a serial people pleaser on a serial level. It was to the extent that in my younger years, my mid to late 20s, I just totally lost myself. I didn't know who I was. Because my world revolved around everyone else. It revolved around making sure everyone else was okay without making sure that Audra was good, that Audra was okay. Because Audra would just say, oh, okay, I'll be good. I'll do that later. I'll take care of this later. I'll take care of that later. And one of the major manifestations of that was not only the depression and the heaviness that I dealt with, it also manifested in being overweight. A lot of the extra weight I carried was just the pain of feeling undervalued. And of course, we know that the way we project ourselves on the outside is the way people will treat us. And so what we project on the outside is a manifestation of what's going on the inside. So I will share with you what happened with me. I just had an epiphany. And my epiphany was just that moment where I just truly went into prayer to God, and I asked God to help me identify what was going on with me. Why, what reason? And literally, that's where the Lord started giving me the revelations and taking me back into my childhood and helping me discover the root. Because the bottom line to anything, including putting ourselves on the back burner, any issue that we must deal with and resolve, we've got to go to the root cause. So with me, my root cause was from the heart of compassion and not managing it properly. I learned how to manage it, though. I learned how to manage it properly, thank God. And that requires balance. It requires the ability to say no sometimes. Sometimes we're asked to do things because people know that we have a heart of compassion and they see that. And Sometimes it's easier to ask a person to do something if they know that person has a heart of compassion and they believe that that person will be more prone to saying yes than asking someone else that may say no. So that's one of the ways that you can take yourself off the back burner if this is you. You have to say no sometimes. And guess what? You have to say no and not feel guilty about it. And in the beginning, you may feel a little guilty. If you're used to saying yes and always being there, and even in the church, I love the Lord, and I know that each and every one of you love the Lord, and we don't want to turn down anything for God. But God has not called us to everything. He has called us to some things. He has not called us to everything. So sometimes we even have to say no in the church. Sometimes we have to say no to individuals that continually just see us as a source to drain us of our energy, drain us spiritually. So you have to remember that you are valuable, that you deserve to be off the back burner. You deserve to be treated, whether it's someone treating you or treating you in such a way where you're getting preferential treatment, or whether there are times when you may have to take time out and just have a self day to just go and pamper yourself, whether it's through someone else or if it's not through someone else. I was having a conversation with a young lady today, and she was asking if it was asking too much to be spoiled, and she was speaking in context of a relationship. And I immediately let her know that no, it's not asking too much, but sometimes you may have to spoil yourself in whatever measure that is, whether it's just taking a day and just going for a long ride, going for a walk, just spending a day treating yourself to a manicure, a pedicure, a girl's day. Sometimes you have to just pull back from everything around you. And that's a form of taking yourself off the back burner. And again, in the beginning, sometimes you might feel a little guilty at first. But you have to remember that when you take the time to self-care for yourself, you become a better person, and you become better for everybody. You're better not only for yourself, you're better for your children, you're better for your family, you are better in the workplace. One of the things I love doing is going to the mountains. I live in the East Tennessee area, so I'm really close to the Smoky Mountain National Forest. And that's my me time. That's my time where I just go, and that's where I'm just selfish with myself. And I'm one with God when I go up there also. So it's just an amazing time. So I want to encourage each and every one of you to just take a moment. And even if you have to schedule yourself in, as women, we're scheduling, we're always checking our calendars, we're always adding and factoring and deleting things. Make an appointment for you. Schedule yourself in. Cut yourself in to your own time, your own schedule. Don't allow yourself to get to the point of burnout, to the point of stress, to the point of where there's this feeling of unworthiness. Because the individuals around you, when it gets to that point, they don't really understand. Because they see the person as, well, you've always been this person. You've always done this. You've always done that. You've always been this way. You've always been that way. And while you've been that way, those individuals that have been receiving on the receiving end, they don't really know what's been going on the inside. So it's really important. It's important to self-care. It's important to take that one day a week. The Bible even declares that we are to have one Sabbath day of rest a week. God rested. Not that he needed to rest, but he did rest. And because God rested, we created in his image according to his likeness. He wants us to rest. Now, I know some of us have so many different roles, and sometimes, especially if you're a single mother, sometimes you find yourself in situations where you have to push a little harder. And that's okay, but you still have to take a moment and schedule yourself in. You have to schedule yourself in. You have to just do it. Whether it's a lunchtime break where you just go for a walk, there's ways to do it. Network with other single mothers that you could trust. You can do a child exchange, give each other a break. There's so many different things that you can do. And you have to get creative with it. You have to get creative with it. It's so easy to just be used to just going 100 miles an hour full steam ahead, to the extent that change and trying to find avenues to take yourself off the back burner may feel like work. It may feel like work in the beginning because you have to be creative, but at the end of the day, you will thank yourself for it. It's a form of loving yourself. Love yourself. And for me, when I truly got the revelation, I put all my thoughts and prayers together in a book, and I titled it simply Love Yourself, Girl. It's a devotional and a prayer journal. And that's what it's titled, Love Yourself, Girl. And a lot of people wonder, well, why did you title it Love Yourself, Girl? And it was simply because that's the way the Lord had given it to me. After prayer, he just said, love yourself, girl. So this is Audra Johnson. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I want to ask you to please share this video with those that you believe would be blessed by it. If you would like to order a copy of Love Yourself, Girl, I can be reached at MsAudraMarie@gmail.com. That is MsAudraMarie@gmail.com. And I want to say that you can take yourself off that back burner, love yourself, and self-care, and make sure to get the rest that you need. Have a phenomenal and blessed day. Until we talk again. Bye-bye.